Mike in the house. You know where we're at today, Mike? We are at the MeetUp from StudioME in Oakland.
Yeah. It's a beautiful space, honestly. Thank you for having me.
You know, I got the invitation from Keith, and we are huge fans of the StudioME in East Liberty. And he's like, you got to come check out this new space. And I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah. No, they did a really nice job with it. It really feels homey in here. Got the nice cathedral in the background. Artwork is fantastic. So, yeah, it looks beautiful.
So, Mike Pernice, for those that don't know, who are you and what are you about?
Very, very broad, open-ended. But in simplest terms, I guess I am a dedicated husband, student, family person, somebody that just loves telling a good story. And that's what kind of got me into marketing in the first place. I started off actually as in the educational realm. Both teaching and in the nonprofit sector, but then found my passion in marketing just through connecting with individuals that I may not have been connecting with if it wasn't for some of the endeavors that I undertook, and just letting them tell their story, giving them a platform. Because my business, which I know we'll get to at some point, started as a promotional platform for musicians, athletes, local entrepreneurs. I did podcasts myself, actually. 70 of them, I think.
Oh,
is what
I actually did one too back in the day. 20.
Yeah.
I only made it to 25 episodes.
Okay, all right. It takes dedication. It really does. Like, just to even get started with it. I mean, I was not nearly as sophisticated as the studio that we're sitting in today. It started off in a college apartment, like living room space with USB-C mics. And just like a passion for, just hearing other people and see what motivates them and seeing if there was any ways in which that I could help them achieve their goals. So.
And what was it called?
So it was called Legends of the Stoop. So like that brand like eventually disseminated into the Stoop, which is the digital marketing collective that I run today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Yeah, mine was called Giant Nuggets.
Giant Nuggets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually the first logo looked like kind of almost like a weed nugget, but the whole thing was based on trying to get a nugget of wisdom from like a local business leader.
Gotcha.
And through like the introductions, I wanted to be, I guess, connected to like the best of the best.
Yeah.
And this was in Tampa Bay.
Okay, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Well, how long did the 25 episodes span you?
You know, it was probably over a 6-month time period.
Yeah.
And what I found was setting out, and we're talking, this was probably 7-8 years ago. So podcasts were starting to get big, but they're nowhere near like what they're at today.
Right.
And I didn't have a goal for it. It was just like, I'll do a podcast and I'll publish it. And it was a lot of work, and I wasn't like tracking anything meaningful. It was really about the relationship with that other person.
Gotcha.
And what I found was I was always on to the next person, always on to the next, the next, the next. And I didn't cultivate and develop those relationships.
Yeah.
And so it didn't really, I guess, kind of go anywhere for me.
Yeah. What were you doing? Audio, video?
Just audio back then.
Yeah.
I had a little snowball mic recording from 2 people, and so the audio for one person wasn't super great. But, you do what you can.
Yeah.
And I'm in there in Audacity. I don't know if you know it, but it's like an audio editing program, and it's just I'm messing with effects and compression and all of these terms that I don't understand at all, and trying to make it sound better, reduce noise levels, and it was interesting.
I grew such an appreciation for like producers out there, or anybody who touches audio. Video is like a whole other sphere too, but audio, just getting started that's what I first did. And then I started setting up my iPhone on like a tripod to get video. Cause I was like, I'm getting a little fancy, right?
Video is definitely the way to go. What do we do? Just press a button and everything is like recording with different camera angles, and this audio is sick.
Yeah. It's a privilege to sit in a studio like this.
StudioME, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your backstory.
So I'll go kind of the entrepreneurial route. So, I mean, I was a corporate guy, 10 years in marketing, always doing online advertising and lead gen. And I was wondering, like, can I create a brand and make money doing something on my own that never existed before? And my friend from grad school, Claire, and we created a 5K race series in Tampa Bay.
Oh.
It's called the Great Mother's Day Race, Great Father's Day Race, and then the Great Gay 5K.
Okay.
And we ended up doing almost 50 races over 10 years in Tampa. And I mean, with thousands of runners, we've raised tens of thousands of dollars for charity while also making a buck for ourselves. And that's when I knew, like, I could run a business and I could do it. It just it takes time, effort, and marketing.
Were you an avid runner?
I was a runner. Yeah. Not anymore since becoming a father, but I was in the running community.
Yeah. That's awesome. Ever do like the half marathon?
Yeah, did some of those. Yeah, half marathons. I did the Disney marathon 4 times.
Wow.
Because I always wanted to hit a certain time, and then that 4th one I hit it, and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
That's when.
Have you tried one?
No, absolutely not.
It's really hard.
This body of mine is not made for running long distance.
You'd be surprised. I mean, they have epic like training guides out there. So like I'd follow like a 20-week program, and like you just gradually increase the mileage and get it done. The Pittsburgh Marathon's coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
So the whole city will shut down. I did the half here in Pittsburgh. It's pretty nice. My colleague who works with me, Max, he's actually running the marathon.
Really?
This coming race.
The half, full?
The full.
Yeah.
And he's never done a race before.
Oh.
So he's pretty excited.
That's awesome. I have a couple friends of mine that are also doing one's like in the tag team. There's like the relay.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Another one's doing the full for the first race, just like Max. And then the other one's running the half. So like gonna get down and support, probably pass out some like hydration drinks and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was a part of a cheer station in my neighborhood's Friendship, which is right by Shady Side in Bloomfield. Yeah. And they come set up a tent for you. The official race like ambassadors, they give you a tent, they give you like confetti, they give you a bunch of stuff to pass out to the runners, they give you shirts. And it's pretty well executed.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is that something you sign up for? Or?
Yeah, I mean, just in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was on the Friendship community group. It was like our neighborhood celebration like club.
Yeah.
And I would help put on events in our neighborhood. Help everyone like get closer, and like you learn who your neighbor is, and you do fun things together.
Yeah, that's really cool. Speaking of club, there's another club organization that we've both been a part of.
Oh yeah. The big dogs.
Yeah. I guess address the elephant in the room. AMA Marketing Association here in Pittsburgh.
Should I refer to you as Mr. President or Mr. Upcoming President?
Mr. Upcoming President.
Okay,
yeah.
July, right?
Yeah, July.
Okay,
yeah.
So what happens come July 2024?
I mean, we started instituting some new things a couple months back where we're now doing 3 events every month again. That's a happy hour or panel discussion. Collegiate Connection is usually one of those events. And then we have our monthly Lunch and Learn at the first Wednesday of every month. And then we have Coffee Connections, which is a really cool roundtable discussion held at Cohatch and Shady Side. That one we have usually like 20 to 25 people. We like to keep it small, keep it intimate. And there's usually no like real agenda in that one. Like we'll come with like usually like a topic that we as the moderators would like to at least focus the conversation on. But we also are very responsive to our audience and like to field their questions and really kind of go more into the community route and address the problems or the concerns or some of the interesting topics that are always just kind of popping up on us. So it's like not you as yourself, it's very hard to stay on top of trends, and so just like always being open to conversation and seeing what other people are doing is really cool too. And
just being exposed, so obviously marketing is so many different facets, from influencer to website to social to email to, it's really hard to be a master of everything. But I know you are a marketing guy and you have a marketing agency, and so what I guess if I had to say, like, what are you best at in the terms of marketing world? What are you the best at?
So I've focused the collective now on doing paid and organic social and influencer marketing. I've run some pretty successful campaigns here locally, with local brands, bringing in some global experience that I had from a previous employer, where I got to work in the mobile video game sector, for big brands like Activision, Tencent, Garena. So I was running influencer campaigns, all across the world, which was really cool.
Is that like TikTok dances?
Yeah, I mean, it could be from anything. I mean, actually, one of the first ever activations that I was a part of at that previous employer was with a TikTok star, Brooke Monk, where she did an ad for a company in kind of like the mobile card game space. And I remember it was like, I think close to $50,000, I believe, was like what the payout was to her. And she was like 18 or 19 at the time. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, like I'm on the wrong side of this. Like I should be looking to become an influencer and find my niche and get paid, $50,000 for a 15-second TikTok.
Oof. Well, I mean, you're kind of being an influencer here in Pittsburgh, in the marketing world.
Yeah, I guess so. I definitely haven't capitalized on like the whole like personal branding aspect. That's something I've consciously I've put on like a back burner per se, just trying to get my schoolwork done. So for those who don't know, I'm in a dual master's program at Pitt, get my MBA and master's of marketing science. So kind of been putting the nose to the grindstone and getting that done with. Thank you to my wife for allowing me to and enabling me to go back full time and finish it out a whole year earlier than continuing on the part-time route. So looking forward to being done here in this upcoming fall.
Nice. I mean, are you going to do like an epic celebration or trip once that's over?
Not unless she plans it, I guess. I'm not actually one to, and she's gotten me better at this, of celebrating successes and acknowledging achievements. I've always had like an issue with that. So like if it wasn't for her, like when I graduated undergrad, I did 3 bachelor's degrees in 4 years, and
one's not enough.
No. Always have to go for more, and overachieve, I guess. Yeah. She threw a party, beer Olympics in the backyard for me, with like all my friends and stuff. So, I wouldn't have done anything. I would have just been like, all right, yeah, cool. Like move on to because for me, it's always on to the next thing.
So what is that next thing? Growing the Stoop.
Yeah, I would say that, and like my focus is too on AMA. It has a great mission, and serves a great purpose for not only like up and coming marketers like myself, but also for mid and senior level, and then those in like the C level as well. So really just focused on getting that organization kind of back to its roots, essentially. My predecessors have all done a fabulous job in guiding the chapter. But I see there's some things that need addressed under my presidency, and that's more or less just getting bodies into the organization. We really need volunteers into our committees to help us grow, scale, be able to offer new things to our members, but also being able to connect with them even more meaningfully. It's hard when there's a limited amount of people to be doing several jobs at once, especially in their volunteer time.
I think by getting back to those core events every month, that'll be big. I know when I was in the AMA, this was like pre-COVID. I joined in like 2019, then COVID hit, and then everything kind of went to a standstill. And then ended up getting married, and then the kids. So I haven't really made my way back just yet. But
you're always welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
You're always welcome.
I look forward to getting back and really kicking it with the group.
Yeah, well, to plug one of our upcoming events on that note is we are going to be having an AMA reunion Don't quote me on the date, but I'm like 99% positive it's June 21st.
Okay.
Time to be like announced, but you'll see it on our website and on LinkedIn. But we're going to be up in the West End Park at the Overlook.
Okay.
So it's a reunion. So everybody, current and former members are all welcome to attend. So more details to follow.
Dude, that sounds epic.
Yeah. Really trying to, reconnect.
Yeah,
reconnect
absolutely.
with people.
I love that. That's awesome.
So, yeah, because like I said, it's an important organization and has helped me in a lot of ways. Both professionally and personally too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know we want to give the MeetUp from StudioME a shout out. They're doing a huge promotion here in May. 50% off in May. All you got to use code MeetUpMay, one word, MeetUp May. Go to the StudioME website, go to the MeetUp, and then you get 50% off in May. So definitely do that.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a beautiful space and very, very high tech. It's being run beautifully. So yeah, come and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's a few more things we want to talk about. I'm just looking at some notes here. So I definitely want to talk about Pittsburgh hidden gems. Like some of our favorite things in the city. Can be totally random, something near and dear to you. Bars, restaurants, shops. Why don't I kick it off since I threw that out there? So, best pizza in Pittsburgh, hands down, would be Spack Brothers. Have you been in Garfield?
I have. I will say maybe I didn't have the best experience with it.
Oh no.
But
you didn't get the vegetarian thing, did you?
No, just plain cheese.
Okay.
Like you got to get plain cheese when you first try out a pie, in my opinion. But for me, it got to be Fiore's. I mean, that pizza is still,
all right.
it's
I know some
still
people like
number
that one.
one. It's still number one. It got that sweet sauce. It's definitely my number one pizza.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but hidden gem wise, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be. At this point, I feel like it's no longer a hidden gem. It's become very popular. But Delaney's Coffee.
Delaney, I don't know that one.
South Side.
Okay.
It's right there, on the main drag on East Carson, across the street from the PNC Bank.
Okay.
But Delaney's Coffee, hot honey oat vanilla latte. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll check that one
10
out.
out of 10 every time you go.
All right. I'll throw in another one. Have you been to the Bloomfield Saturday Market?
No, but I believe my wife has.
Okay. So yeah, it's almost year round. Actually, they have a summer session and even a winter session. Some of the best local vendors in the city just set up shop, and we'll walk down, take the kid, push the stroller, and just load it up with stuff. We're getting beer from East End Brewing. We're getting cheese from Chantel's Cheese. This epic bakery. We get some bread, get some fruits, and just have a little, some snacks throughout the weekend.
Yeah, my next hidden gem would be Jack Werf Ginger Beer.
Okay.
They are up and coming.
I've seen the store. I don't know if the store is actually opened.
Yeah, they're open. They're open.
Nice.
They have they're not, so the bar inside isn't open yet. But they are producing. You can pick up a 4-pack on Fridays now, between in the afternoon times. But it's awesome. It's locally brewed. It's a first ever locally brewed ginger beer here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
So really cool. Shout out to my boys, Colby, Jack, and Tyler, who are putting in all the blood, sweat, and tears to bring that thing off the ground. But
are they going to be official sponsor of the meetup?
We can talk. I can talk. I can get them. Keith's
I would love to have some ginger beer here. On the tables.
Cool. That'd be cool.
Do a nice little cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good, and they have non-alcoholic too. So, you can do your mocktails if you need, but if you want the the stuff with the alcohol in it, it's 5%. So,
have you checked out Soju restaurant in Garfield?
No.
It's Korean.
Okay.
It's probably the best restaurant in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not a 5-star experience. You're not at Altius overlooking the city.
Yeah.
But what you're getting is just delicious homemade food. And it's meant to be shared, the plates. Even though the plates aren't really small, but some of the best food I've had in Pittsburgh.
Nice. I don't know where a good meal Dia Nonia's has been really good the last 3 times
it's loud
we've been there. It is loud. It is loud, but the gnocchi's like is forgiving.
How about that fluffy bread? Like I think it's normally the pizza crust, but you get it as the bread. That stuff's good.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, recently that's been like a place I'm craving to go back to.
Yeah. Have you checked out that new Asian food hall down in the Strip?
No, but I keep hearing
Nova?
like really good things about it.
Nova?
Yeah.
I stopped in for a roll. Mola in East Liberty has like a secondary location down there, and I had a really, really nice tuna roll there.
Yeah. There's the Lawrenceville Food Hall that I saw just opened up too.
Okay, haven't been yet.
Everyone's like clamoring about.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the only thing I see on my social media feeds, and I
Yeah.
run a couple, and so I guess I've asphyxiated all of the algorithms into my liking.
That was like a huge undertaking getting that place live.
Yeah,
I know
looks
there was
beautiful.
like parking issues that they had to settle with like the neighborhood. I think the Abbey next door was giving them a little bit of hell.
I'm sure.
With the construction and the parking situation. I don't know if you're a fan of Reddit, but like Reddit was going nuts on the
I love
Abbey
Reddit.
in this place.
Really? I didn't see that.
I don't know. I personally like the Abbey a lot.
Yeah.
I like the bar area, and they used to do live music. I don't know if they do that anymore, but people were just bashing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there a few times. It's really good food. I like the atmosphere too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. And you represent what? Mount Washington?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, Mount Washington's cool. It's a really quaint community. Very active. Like a lot of people just like always up on Grandview. I mean, sometimes with their loud cars, which is annoying. But outside of that, it's a great place to live, honestly. Very walkable, 15, 20 minutes, get anywhere in the city you want to be. Out to the airport. Yeah, no complaints. It's a great community.
Were you ever living here in South Oakland?
I didn't live in, no, I've never lived in South Oakland, but I lived in South Side. Like right on the corner of South 16th Street and East Carson.
So were you one of the ragers at night going till 2, 3 a.m. up and down the street?
There were those nights, yes, for sure. There were those nights. But yeah, my house connected to local bar and grill. Like literally we shared a wall and roof. So I remember when COVID happened, this is when everything was shut down, so there's nothing suspicious. Everybody was out like just doing things, and so I climbed up on my roof and like just started having a party on top of my roof and local's roof while it was closed. I had a DJ and everything up on the roof.
During COVID.
Yeah.
Getting all those people together. I hope you were masked up.
They were all within my bubble. They were all within my bubble.
Perfect. Yeah, there we go.
There was a bubble of like 15 of us.
Show me your vaccination card to get in.
Yep. Yeah. If you didn't have the latest, vaccine,
no, you can't come in.
Yeah. Yeah, but living in the city is cool. I definitely there's an energy about it. And it's just there's something that I don't know, draws me to it. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
So what else is going on?
I mean, like I said, in terms of business, I know like yours is growing.
HBT Digital. We're actually gonna hit 5 years in May.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Super pumped about that. I mean, who would have thought? When I first started out, I was the solo marketing guy, building a website, running organic, social, trying to quote unquote do it all.
Yeah.
And I found out I was really great at like running online ads, specifically Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads.
Yeah.
And so at the 2.5, 3 year mark, we just went all in on ads, and the company's grown every year since.
That's awesome.
We've added a full-time employee, and just looking for like slow and steady growth.
Yeah. What is like between year 0, year 5? What are you doing differently?
Partnerships and relationships.
Yeah.
I'm going all in on my network, trying to provide value where I can, putting on events. A big partner for me is the Duquesne Small Business Development Center.
Okay.
I was actually just down there today giving a presentation on achieving online advertising success.
Really cool.
And so they help promote the brand. They've done videos for me.
Yeah.
And this is all funded by the state. So I recommend, if you're a small business owner or just getting started, hook up with your local small business development center. And definitely after that, check out the AMA. Get in there, meet all those like-minded people.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to be great at everything, but if you're connected, like people will refer graphic artists, video people like StudioME or podcasters, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to grow your network.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stock that needs to be put into networking, because it really does, like, your resume and I feel like your LinkedIn profile like only take you so far, but like actually getting out and personally connecting with people too. And I know like you can achieve like some personal like conversations through LinkedIn, especially if they are like not within your geographical location to meet up. But I think there's just something about like getting out in your community, going out, meeting people, going to events, putting yourself out there, and never like, you don't necessarily have to have a goal of like, oh, I need to get like, 5 business cards like tonight, or, I have to get, 3 people's phone numbers or whatever it may be. But just like going out and being open-minded and just like, just knowing that putting yourself out there in the environment is already a huge accomplishment, because like a lot of people aren't like doing that. So I think like just going out and, like I said, just being open-minded and at least putting yourself in the environment. If you go out with a positive attitude, a smile on your face, somebody's gonna notice you, somebody's gonna talk to you.
That's right. All right, so we got a couple more questions and I know we got to end it. So what I want to know is, Mike, what do you like consuming media-wise these days? Like movies, music, TV? Like, is there anything that's like piquing your interest at the moment?
Honestly, my wife and I, we just like talked about this last night, is that I felt like this like winter season, there was not like anything that really drove us to the couch, like to watch anything on TV, like outside of like sporting events, like every once in a while. But I don't know, the Dynasty, I watched that recently on the New England Patriots, which was, as a Steeler fan, trying to be very objective, very non-biased in my review on the series. But I thought it was really good. I thought it was really interesting, and just like the culture. And that's such a like buzzword today, like culture. But like, what does that entail? Like a lot of people like can be like, oh yeah, we do casual Friday, and like, or we get pizza like during our quarterly reviews, and like try to classify that as culture. And I feel like it's more of a lived and like embodied experience, and a representation of like what the organization, the individuals within it like stand for. And I just thought that was like a really good like takeaway from that film, was just like how to build that buy-in that often gets talked about. And I just thought like in that context, in that environment, in that organization, it fit like very well. And that's why you saw their success. But
what, did they shine any light on Aaron Hernandez?
They did, yeah.
Was he a complete psychopath there during that time, or
they like really deferred to the documentary that came out about him, and just were like, hey, like everything's already been stated.
True.
Like they really tried to press Belichick like on it.
Okay. That'd be interesting.
Because like
probably wouldn't offer anything.
Yeah, because to this day, like even, and that's like the most recent interview, like he's not said like anything about it. And he's infamous for just kind of,
it's just, he just wants that production on the field.
Yeah, but I feel like that's, what a lot of like employers are expecting even more from like their marketing departments today. And I think there's such a uptick in marketing efforts, and like people are really realizing the power, especially of digital. And I think are really starting to understand like that localized connection that we're seeing through influencer marketing, and why that's being so powerful too, and how that can help like transform the other forms of marketing that we see, from email to SMS, text messaging, social media, you name it. Like you can kind of take those learnings and start to look at ways to apply those to the campaigns that you're running for your clients, especially too.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I'm watching. Have you seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
I have the original one.
No, the show. the show on Amazon with Childish Gambino?
No.
Check that one out.
No.
That's awesome. It's like, I think it was 8 episodes. What made it really interesting was they really focused on the relationship between Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and how they came into the organization and how they adapt in their role as like a couple as they're like completing all these like crazy missions, and how they drift apart, come together, and how they react. And it's really cool. Like they're living in a swanky New York pad, and Childish Gambino's wearing like all these like sick watches and like cool clothes, and it's just a really interesting show. That cool dynamic between the people. Yeah, that's really cool. And the action scenes are awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. I recommend that one. Okay, I'll put it on my list. Nice. This summertime, I'm not taking an 18 credit load. I'm only taking 5 credits. Easy street. So I'm definitely gonna focus on like finally getting some work finished around my house. Do you have kids? No, not yet. Okay. No, right. Not yet. I still have some time. Okay. To grow my business. And like put this degree to use and kind of see what my next thing is like career wise too. Okay. What I look to do. That's definitely something I'm still like trying to figure out exactly what that looks like, while trying to balance like, you know, growing the business too on the side, until I get to that point where it could like fully sustain, you know, and like supply health insurance and like all those other things that you need. Good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just see like how the next like couple months like work out. It's good to plan, but I think like adaptability and flexibility are huge. And just being able to, you know, adjust and, you know, kind of pivot and maybe go in a direction that you didn't intentionally and plan on or envision, and just seeing how maybe that plays out for you. Okay, cool. Yeah. And so if people want to know more about you or your business, where are they going? Definitely my LinkedIn. So Michael Pernice is the name I go at on LinkedIn. Okay. And then the Stoop, the website is www.thestooppgh.com. You can find all of our services on there and get in contact with me that way. Yeah, always open to connecting with people and just, you know, kind of talking about marketing or talking about life in general too. Like I said, I love storytelling. It's what got me in to marketing, and kind of like what I've used as my differentiator amongst like, you know, so many other you know, seasoned and expert professionals like yourself. You know, I think I just try to find my own little niche and try and play into it as best as I can. So yeah. I hear that. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, but thank you for having me. Yeah, well, thanks for doing this, and thanks for StudioME, and this is the MeetUp. Yeah. We're in Oakland, new podcast room, so I mean, everyone should go check it out. Info at the StudioME website. Yeah. Just Google that. 50% off, right? 50% off. The code is 50% off. In May, the code is MeetUp May. One word, MeetUp May. 50% off. You can't beat it. No, and like I said, thank you for having me. Beautiful space, and definitely would love to use it again in the future. So thank you. Yeah, and one last thing. If anyone needs online advertising help or lead generation, HBTdigital.com is where you want to be. There we are, baby. All right, Mike. Thank you. Absolutely, man. Thank you.